The man they call Hokage, Fabricio Andrey, has run through South America trials once again, getting some absolutely incredible submissions. But we'll get to that eventually. Let's start at the beginning. He takes on Anderson Silva. No, not that. Anderson Silva does his little entry dance thing from Naruto, goes for a little ankle pick here, and seems content to play guard. He did a lot of stuff from the shin to shin and this little modified sort of single leg X guard so that he could get in on the leg. Starts looking for an outside heel hook immediately, gets a nice little bite on it, but Mr. Silva, once the middleweight champion of the UFC, I'm just kidding, rolls out and we reset. Goes for a little diving, nothing on the legs here, does Mr. Silva, and when he attempts a Toriano pass, Hokage inverts and gets a nice little deep bite on a knee bar position. Uses that to consolidate control, ends up getting the figure four in, and from here it is just elementary. He gets a double trouble knee bar and just torques on it with all of the acai berries and Jesus in his veins and gets the tap. Nice little cuddle at the end, which we like to see. Again, straight into the dance. What is the referee wearing on his feet? Those are the most ridiculous shoes I've ever seen. Now against Luan Lima, Hokage is playing a little bit of inverted guard, crawl atop me and meet your doom kind of stuff. But Mr. Lima goes for his own little flying nothing and falls straight into a nice little single leg X sweep. Realizes straight away he's made a mistake, looks to his coach for help, but there is none forthcoming. Hokage jumps on an Aoki lock. Absolutely nasty. And then just to show off, a little headstand spin. You know, we always do that kind of thing when we win, but they do a Potara Dragon Ball Z pose, so they must be good friends. Next up against Jeremiah Secavaria, we have a proper referee with no shoes on. Fabricio pulls guard again and goes back to that inverted wiggle bum, but he hears your comments, so he instantly decides to stand up and says, "You want me to wrestle? Watch this." Gets a nice grip and hits a beautiful Russian wrist snap, one of the most fun takedowns to watch, straight into a knee cut. Mr. Echevarria does a good job in defending, but a back step straight to the back does Hokage. And the whole way through this competition, Fabricio loved that really aggressive short seatbelt grip, which almost looks like a choke on its own. He tries to hop over and start consolidating the back, while this man with his upside down selfie stick gets straight in the way. Honestly, the camera work was horrific. Can't quite break it for the triangle armbar, so he just goes for the rear triangle Kimura and gets yet another submission. In the next round, we have a referee with socks on, which is okay, and Hokage takes on Joshua Flores, lets him get this single leg bite and just teleports to his back. I have no idea how he did that. It does seem a little bit like he's just playing with people. Once again, goes for that short seatbelt grip, but Flores does a really good job, and they reset because they know the cameras are bad. Lovely little Toriano pass here for Hokage, and he baits the wrestle up so that he can get into a front headlock position to try and use that to pass, but Flores does some good work, actually gets back up, totals up, clears the front headlock, gets his own front headlock, and then makes an absolutely beautiful blunder, goes for the ankle pick and just slips into a lovely forward roll. Definitely styled it out. That Toriano pass again for Hokage is working here, and once again he's only looking for the back. Once he gets there, he's using that short seat belt, which looks just all kinds of uncomfortable, gets the body triangle, and even though you can't see it, because the cameras are bad, that is a rear naked choke for Hokage. On to the next one. And if you want to get this slick at Jiu-Jitsu, you're going to need to get yourself some slick gear as well, and that's where our sponsor for the day comes in. Thank you to White in Black. These guys are making some absolutely beautiful, really comfortable rash guards and shorts. If you head over in the link in the description to White in Black, use the code CombatArcade40 and you're going to get yourself a 40% discount on anything on their store. It is a huge discount for some great gear, guys. Thank you once again to White in Black for supporting the channel. On to the next one against Felipe Machado, and we get the manliest handshake I've seen since Fallout New Vegas. Absolutely statuesque. Straight away, Machado is going to throw some dangerous flying stuff. Goes for a Kanibasami entry here, which as we all know is a leg breaker, and then a flying armbar attempt. And you can see Hokage gets a little bit pissed off. He's like, you want to see some flying stuff? All right, gets an overhook and hits this absolutely perfect flying armbar, adjusts the leg grip as he's falling, gets the top off to show off all the SI and Jesus. And his opponent feels left out, so gets the top off as well, even if he lost. But yeah, absolutely incredible submission. One of the highlights of the year for me. Adjusts his positioning with his legs multiple times, and there was a tap before he even hit the mat. Absolutely perfect stuff. And now in the final, he's going up against his former teammate from Melky Galvao, Kawa Gabriel. A lot of respect, which is lovely. And we get straight into the wrestling. Gives up the single here. It looks like he's going for a Kanibasami, but does get taken down. Straight into his inverted guard, and then shin to shin. Hits a lovely little wrestle up on the single leg and starts looking for a Kimura to pass. Comes close a couple of times, but Gabriel does a really good job of defending. This one almost looked like a straight arm lock in the pass attempt, but he teleports to the back, which is his absolute go-to. Slips out over the top, and Gabriel tries to consolidate top position, just doesn't get there. But he does get a deep underhook and try and isolate a leg position. Nearly gets a really nice sweep right at the end of regulation. So we're going into points overtime. Hokage knows he can't pull guards, so the wrestling is coming out. Beautiful little ankle pick here, which he just can't finish. And then again, goes for another Russian tie snap. From here, Kawa starts shooting doubles like a maniac, but keeps giving up his back. And Fabricio starts looking again for that deep seat belt to try and consolidate back position. Can't quite get there, but every time they reset, Kawa shoots a big double and gets his back taken again and again. Can't quite score points because he's not quite getting long enough time with the hooks in, but Hokage slides over the top, starts looking for that rear triangle, locks it up, starts attacking the armbar and bigging up the crowd with a big scary tongue face. Finally breaks that grip and starts torquing on the armbar, and just as the clock ticks down, just after it hits 0, he gets the tap, but it won't count. It's going to be a referee's decision. You can see the referee here says no tap. No tap, didn't tap. Hokage takes the bow anyway, and he's getting a referee's decision, so almost a perfect record of submissions. And of course, all of his friends come to give him a big cuddle. But I'm gonna highlight this guy because just like in our Tommy Langako video, there's always one douchebag running on the mats with shoes. Get your dirty shoes off of my mats, sir. But of course, Hokage is a legend. That flying armbar was unbelievable. He's heading straight back to ADCC. He went out a bit early last time against Baby Shark, but you've got to imagine he's got a better chance this time. He's only getting better. Thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it a lot. If you want to support the channel, remember you can hit the join button underneath, become a member. That really helps us out a lot. Or you can head over to patreon.com/combatarcade and become a member over there. I'll give you a shout out after every video, even if you cancel your subscription. So thank you so much to Klops Cop, Matt Eaton, Stu Mitchell, and Mr. Julian Seidenbush. I appreciate you guys. Once again, make sure you head over to White and Black, use the code CombatArcade40. You get a 40% discount on some beautiful gear, and I will see you in the next one.